Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. We're having a look once again at the leaks for update 2.53, and it's time to have a look at the air stuff and also the naval stuff, since there isn't a ton of them. Remember, previously, there was a massive set of leaks which talked about a lot of them. This one just has a few which are turning up. One of them that is in the list is the Hawk 209, which obviously already there was a devlog about, so not going to cover that one. But we'll have a look at the rest, including a new top-tier aircraft for America, and also one that many have been looking forward to for Sweden. So let's get into it. As always, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe and also like the video. Let's get started. So the first vehicle we're going to have a look at is for America, and it is the A-18E Block 2. It seems like the year of the Hornet is continuing, and we have another one. But this is not the standard Hornets that we've seen from the previous updates, the FA-18As and the FA-18Cs and also others. This is the Super Hornet, which was a huge upgrade over the standard Hornet platform. This is the version which is in service at this moment with the US Navy and also some other areas, and let's just say it is a comprehensive upgrade in pretty much every single way. The Block 2 also shows it is an upgrade over the standard block that the Super Hornet would be, giving it even more upgrades in terms of the vehicle. So you're going to see a vehicle which has access to everything and probably be a pretty top-tier menace. This vehicle, the main niceness about it, though, is not just the fact that it is a naval aircraft, it is that it is a massive multi-role aircraft. When you think about America, you think about all of the different weapons that they have access to. Well, guess what? This vehicle has access to pretty much all of them. So even if it doesn't get all of them in the next major update, it generally means that what it can do is it can get them in the future. So this thing can get cluster bombs, it can get standard dumb bombs, it can get guided bombs, it can get missiles of all different types, and on top of this, from an air-to-air point of view, it can carry 1 million AMRAAMs. You can actually carry, I think, 12 of them, which is just crazy, and also some AIM-9s on top of it. And at the same time, you have the AIM-174s. Whenever Gaijin decides to add those, the good old gunslingers that they can bring in too. This vehicle is powered by the General Electric F414 GE400 turbofans, which give it a maximum speed of Mach 1.8, and it isn't just in service with America, it is also in service with Australia and also Kuwait. So we might actually see a version in the British tech tree, which would be quite cool too. But just understand, when it comes to the Super Hornets, this one would be a new top-tier vehicle for America. Would it be as good as what is already there? I would say so, but America already is incredibly strong in those areas. And then for Sweden, we also have a banger. This is the JAS-39 Gripen E. The Gripen E is a massive upgrade over the standard Gripen, which we have in-game in various different tech trees. The Gripen E has a better engine, the General Electric F414 GE39E engine. It also has access to an AESA radar, which is supplemented by an IRST sensor on it. This means that it has access to advanced weaponry and also many other parts too. There are various other upgrades over the sea as well. It can carry 30% more fuel, it has more hardpoints, 10 in total, and also it has access to a better MORS, a 360-degree one, which is quite nice. Also, the pilot gets improved, getting the Targo 2 helmet with access to HMS. So this vehicle will be easily the best Gripen in the game once it is added, and for air-to-air missiles, it can carry up to 7 BVR missiles with 2 IR ones. So for the IRs, you can bring the AIM-9s, the ASRAMs, the IRSTs, the Pythons, or the A-Data, and of course for the beyond visual range missiles, you have the AMRAAMs, the Meteors, the Darbies, or the R-Data too. This vehicle isn't just designed for an air-to-air role, it can also carry bombs, LGBs, guided bombs, air-to-ground missiles, and of course anti-ship ones too, giving it access to pretty much everything you would ever want, and on top of that, getting the Lightning III pod, meaning that it can be deadly accurate at the same time. So I know a lot of Swedish mains have been asking for this vehicle for the longest time, and guess what? It looks like it's coming. It's going to be pretty damn good. For naval, we have another American destroyer. This is the USS Forrest Sherman. It is a destroyer from the 1950s, and it very much is a gun destroyer. So unlike the previous one that we got for the American naval area, the Charles F. Adams, which is from 1961, this one still has the rapid-fire 5-inch guns, and plenty of them. It has 3 of them, which may not seem like a lot, but anybody who has used these 5-inch dual-purpose guns, you know how aggressive they can be. It also is backed up with 2 dual sets of 3-inch guns, and at the same time it has some torpedo tubes, some good old depth charge launchers, and also a few other things as well. This will be very much a solid machine in the mid-tiers of destroyers for America, being able to put out rapid-fire aggression, and also having some extra survivability, since the Americans did prioritize that for their destroyers. It's also another step towards kind of modernization, since this vehicle was commissioned into service in 1955, but also served into the 80s, showing that we're getting closer and closer to more of that kind of missile era that people have been asking for. We also have a cruiser for Italy. This is the Armando Diaz, and is part of the Condottieri class of good old cruisers. This one is slightly different from the more modern destroyer from America. This is a pre-World War II cruiser, so it was built in the 1930s and unfortunately sunk in the Second World War. This vehicle is very similar to many others that were built around the time, basically has a very nice armament, but not exactly a ton of armor. This vehicle had 8 152mm guns, and set in 4 dual sets. It also had some 100mm guns alongside of it, and also some AA guns, but very minimal amounts. The major issue, though, was its armor. In the deck, it had 20mm, its main belt was only 24mm, and also its turrets only 23mm. So this vehicle really will not have a lot. It's very similar to some of the earlier kind of cruisers for the Italians, such as the Bartolomeo Colleoni, and then also the Etna, which do not survive at all very well. So it's nice to see that this vehicle is coming in, but at the same time, it's very much a glass cannon. Also for Italy, there is another coastal vehicle. This is the Cassiopea, which is part of the class patrol vessels of the Cassiopea class, P401 specifically. These are actually still in active service with the Italian Navy, and there are 4 of them. You have the Cassiopea, the Libra, the Spica, and also the Vega, which is pretty fun. These vehicles are highly modern and were built in the late 1980s, which is kind of wild. They have access to an Otto Melara 76mm, which I suppose shouldn't be too surprising. They also have 2 25mm, the Oerlikon KBAs, and also 2 7.62s as well. So you're looking at another vehicle with just a big donkey gun on the front, which should put out a decent amount of damage, and then also, at the same time, be able to provide a little bit of additional firepower. This set of vehicles also has a pretty interesting set of engines. They have a bunch of different ones, and it means that it can go 39 kilometers an hour at its maximum speed. Also, at the same time, the crew of this vehicle is 60, which isn't exactly a massive amount, but it's a lot more than many others that you'll see around the place. So, it's another pretty modern coastal vehicle, which people have been asking for. So that's all the leaks for the air and also the naval stuff. A bunch of cool things coming in, and I think people in general will look forward to them. The naval stuff is not exactly particularly good, but you can't get away from how positive the air stuff is, especially if it's the Gripen E and also the Super Hornet. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank GMG Smiley, CD Beans, Chieftain Mike, EMN3 Galaxy, Tulio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pyman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Ozzy Panzer, Alan Hacker, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Sem, Aslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.